Just now we have started, nothing else we have done.
So what is this plant cell? And are we doing
Uh,
this?
What I am sharing here. Oh, sorry.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
I forgot to change the slide. Okay, so these 5 questions out of the two solved, told three to complete. So this is distance between the objects has been halved. So how is the force changes?
Ma'am, so ma'am, we have to do like d by 2 whole square in the denominator.
Yeah. So d
Then
square by
become a
4, 4 will
square
go
by
to the
4.
numerator. So force will
Yeah,
be
and then
4
4
times.
you can take it out, and yeah, 4 times, 4f,
4 time force will increase by 4 times.
4
The
times.
D option, question D,
Ma'am, d will be half, ma'am.
1 by 4 times.
Half.
1 by 4 times.
1 by 4 times.
Yeah. So you have done D square only. So who will do the 2 square?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And then if it is tripled, then the
Ma'am, 1
force
by
is
9.
tripled.
1 by 9.
So it is decreases by 9 times, or
Yeah.
it will become 1/9. Okay. Clear
Ma'am,
everyone?
it's like, ma'am, I made a mistake in the last two because of I didn't square 2 and 3 in the last two.
Is this part complete? These 5
Yes,
questions are important questions. Have you done?
yes, ma'am.
These are important questions. They ask this question. One of the question will be there in exam always. Okay. Then the next part of the chapter, that is free fall.
Ma'am, just want to ask on clarification, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, for bio, will sir teach us why do we fall in, or we can learn it on our own?
So I will complete. First we will complete the gravitation, and after that, so I
Okay,
will start.
okay. Ma'am, you're gonna do flotation and all, no, ma'am?
Yeah. 1 second, I will switch on
Since
the light.
yeah, since it's cancelled, I thought you.
Free fall. So what do you mean by free fall? Anything is falling freely. That means any object, if it is released on the surface of the earth, then it is under the influence of gravitational force. Then that movement of the body is called as free fall. So whenever any object moves under the influence of earth's gravitational force, whenever any object moves under the influence of earth's gravitational force, then that is called as free fall. Such movement is called free fall.
Should we write along with you?
This is called as free fall. So that means whenever any object is vertical motion in the object, that means any object from this height falls downwards, or if you throw it up, it will move upward direction. Then this movement, the vertical motion, is always under the earth's gravitational force, earth's gravity. So such movements is called as free fall. So any object when you release from the first floor, and now after that it will go towards the earth, because earth will pull it towards with the help of gravitational force. So that movement of the any object, ball, if you throw it from the first floor, then motion of that is called as free fall of the ball. Or when you throw a ball upwards, the motion of the ball upwards is also called as free fall. Because there you have applied force in the beginning, but after that you are not applied any force. It is keep on moving to certain distance. And after that what happened? When reaches the maximum height, after that it will start moving downwards. So there any force is acting, that is the only Earth's gravitational force is acting on the object. So therefore it is called as free fall. Falling freely, that means no any other force is acting on that other than the Earth's gravitational force. So this is called as free fall. Now what happens in free fall? Suppose any object is released from the particular height. This is a ground level. From this height, any object, this is object of mass m is released. It will keep moving downwards. What happens to its velocity?
Increases.
Why?
Ma'am, because
Because
the
of
force,
Earth's gravitational pull and gravity increase, then mass is also a lot.
Mass is same.
mass remains same, ma'am, but the force increases because of the gravitational pull.
The force acting on the object keep on increasing because it is moving downwards. So distance between them is keep on decreasing. So therefore the force applied on the object keep on increasing. So when force is increased, what happens to the speed? Velocity keep on increasing. At every instant, the velocity keep on increasing. And we know that if the velocity increases, that motion is called as
Accelerated motion.
acceleration. So it is acceleration, and continuously the equal at equal intervals the equal change in the velocity takes place. So therefore this is uniformly accelerated motion. So the free fall is actually uniformly accelerated motion because as the object moves downward, velocity keep on increasing. Velocity keep on increasing, so therefore accelerated motion. And this acceleration is caused due to Earth's gravitational force pull. So therefore the acceleration created in the object, which is uniform also, which is constant also, is called as acceleration due to gravity.
Could you once scroll up?
This type of acceleration, that means the acceleration is due to the Earth's gravitational force. So therefore this acceleration has given a special name called as acceleration due to gravity, and it has a given special symbol, that is g. And the value of g always remain constant on the surface of Earth, that is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So this value is calculated by the formula that we have to derive, that formula of a small g value, acceleration due to gravity, we need to derive it. So from that we will get this value. So what we learned it, whenever the object moves downwards, or maybe it will move upward also, at that time when the object moves upward, what happens?
Ma'am, the gravitational force is minus 9.8.
So here the velocity keep on decreasing because it is moving against the gravitational pull. So when it is moving upward, the still Earth is pulling it. So therefore the velocity keep on decreasing.
Yes.
Velocity
Retardation.
keep decreasing. So this motion is retardation. But the acceleration, this here is also, the g value will come. Retardation is also g, but it is minus 9.8 meter per second square. It reaches to the maximum height, and then after that again means when the velocity becomes zero at that position. When it reaches the maximum height, velocity becomes zero. And when velocity becomes zero, now it will again get pulled downwards because it don't have the energy to move upward now because it has lost all the energies. So because velocity gone, kinetic energy finished. So it will now move downwards. So it will move down. That's the reason whenever you throw anything upward, it will always keep downwards after some time. Okay. So now we have to calculate the value of G. G is why 9.8, from where we got that 9.8, that we have to learn it. First for that we need to learn the formula for calculating this G. So before this, write it down, this part. Free fall.
Now should we write this
Yes.
gravitation is equal to?
Yes, 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 you have to write down.
Should we draw these stuff?
Obviously. Without that, how will you understand?
Ma'am, can you please tell the answers for the questions you gave here the last class? 5 questions. Yeah,
What was this?
distance between object, distance between the objects when it is. Find the change in gravitational pull
Yes,
if the
yes,
distance.
yes. It is distance is halved. So force will increase by 4 times.
So it is 4F.
Yeah, 4F.
And then
next is 1 by 4F.
and then after that 1 by
1 by
9F.
9F.
Okay, ma'am.
Decreases by 4 times and decreases by 9 times.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you scroll down?
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in this, so basically like they're replacing acceleration, like A symbol with G, right?
Yeah.
In this.
Okay, right. Now calculating the value of this formula of G, acceleration due to gravity formula we have to calculate. So now we have, this is the object is falling downwards. This is the object, Earth. This object has a mass m. Earth has a, this is the Earth part, the center. This is the center of the Earth. We can, if we consider this distance is radius of the Earth r, and this to this distance is h. If you consider that is the object is falling from the floor, first floor, in that height of the first floor and the radius of the Earth. Any comparison? If you add in that value r, in that if you add h, so value of h is few meters. Maximum it is 5 to 7 meters, and radius is 6 into 10 to power 20, 6 into 10 to power 6, 6.6 into 10 to power 6 meters. So in this one, if you add this much, is there any maximum more manageable changes done? Is there a countable changes done? If you add these two and the radius, is there any much more change in this one?
No, ma'am.
So it is approximately this value we have to consider equal to this value. This is this is comparably same values. Comparably almost same. So just like you take as a 0.0 what do you call it, 0.00001 you are adding into radius is suppose 10, and in that if you add 0.00001, is there any maximum this one countable change is done in this?
No, ma'am. We consider it as
Ma'am,
10 only.
10.
If we consider it as a 10 only, because this is very negligible small value, so we compare this as a 10. So therefore r plus h, if we are using for one building construction, one building height, if that much only considering, then r plus h is approximately equal to r. But for the rockets and this one, that's calculation has to be done. There we don't consider this value and this value same. We are considering the simple value, small value. For the small height we are considering, very less height we are considering. In that case, the distance between the two objects, that is one object is this object and the second one is the earth. So distance between the object and the earth approximately we will take equal to r. Mass of the object is small m and mass of the earth we are considering as capital M. So two objects, one is the small object of mass m, and it is get pulled towards the earth. So mass of earth. Second object is a earth. So mass of earth. So this is small m we are considering, and the mass of the earth we will consider as a capital M. Distance between both of them, distance between object and earth is equal to approximately we are taking as r. Okay. Now, what is the gravitational force acting between both of them? That means the earth is attracting the object. The gravitational force between two. This is the object with mass m. The earth is pulling it towards it. Mass m. The distance between them we have considered as r, radius of the earth. Then the force the earth applies, both of them applies equal force on each other. That is force F. So what is the value of F?
Ma'am, it will be F is equal to G into M1, M2 multiplied.
1 m2, that is the first object is capital M, small m. Second object is the earth, so capital M. By
By
distance is r
R2.
square.
Sorry.
Okay. So this is the force applied by earth on any object.
R is the distance.
Yeah, distance between the centers.
Okay, so why don't we take it as S? Why R?
Radius of the earth.
Oh, radius, right.
Distance between them is approximately equal to radius. I've shown you just now here.
Yes, ma'am.
So now this is the force applied by the earth on the object. Now this is the first formula. Now secondly, if the force is applied on the body, body will start moving. So force is applied on the body. So how much is the force applied on the body? By the normal force formula, according to second law of motion,
Mass into acceleration or delta.
according to second law of motion, force
Mass into acceleration.
on object of mass m is equal to force is equal to mass into acceleration. So acceleration, here it is, acceleration produced, we have given the name as small g, acceleration due to gravity. And these force, this one and this one, both are same. Both are the same forces, right?
Mama has a doubt.
First tell me, both are the same forces or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is also the force applied by the earth on the same object. And this is also the force applied by the earth on the same object. So both are same, but only calculation is done by different formula. So if we equate them, both the forces are same.
Gm capital M by R square is equal to
So
mg.
G small m into capital M by R square is equal to m
mg.
into g. So this is the mass of the object. This is also mass of object. This
Cancel.
mass will get come this side and get divided. So it get cancelled. So what is the formula we get? G,
G
capital
by r
G,
square is equal to acceleration
mass
due to
of the
gravity.
earth, mass of the earth by r square is equal to small g. So this is the relation between small g and capital G. Small g is acceleration due to gravity and capital G is a universal gravitational constant. So small g calculation is done by the formula capital G, that is a constant value, mass of the earth and the radius of the earth. Now here in this formula, you won't get the small m value. So that means G's calculation is done in taking in terms or taking in this one consideration of mass of the earth and the radius of the earth. This value remain constant, so we are not thinking that one. So it is dependent on the mass of the earth and radius of the earth. So it is independent of the mass of an object. Therefore, whenever any two objects of different masses falls from the same height, both will reach the ground at the same time. This means the feather and the stone, if you throw from the same height, they will reach the ground at the same time, because the acceleration produced in both the objects are same, as acceleration is only dependent on mass and radius of the earth, and for both the objects these values remain constant, right? So therefore the acceleration produced in both the objects is same, so both the objects actually reach the ground at the same time, but practically we can't see that. The stone always reaches first than the feather. Why?
Because of the mass.
Because of the
Light.
mass.
Resistance.
It's lightweight.
It
Air
is
resistance.
independent of the mass.
Ma'am, it's because of air resistance, ma'am. Like feather is having less streamlined body, so it floats slowly because friction of the air keeps it still. Whereas stone, it doesn't. It has a streamline, like cutters and edges on its surface, so it falls down quickly.
The feather, the air resistance or air friction, drag applied on the feathers is more as compared to stone. One thing because of its surface area also. So more surface area, so more frictional force will be applied on that. So therefore, it will air friction applied on the feather is more as compared to stone. So therefore, the stone will reach first than the feather. And that happens actually, but if you do the same experiment in a vacuum, both will reach at the same time. Both will reach the ground at the same time. You might have seen the video a few years back, it is circulated. You have seen that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Galileo has given this. Galileo has explained this. He told that is the acceleration produced in the body is completely independent of mass of the object.
Can you scroll up so we could write?
Wait, I have not given anything. Wait, need to write it.
Hi, beta.
Are you able to see? This is a huge ball
Yes, ma'am.
and this is a feather. This is a huge ball of about 5 to 10 kg. And this is a feather, 5 to 10 gram. When both are released, both will fall at the same time. This is a vacuum chamber that the people have created. They have released normally, no vacuum. Vacuum is not there. See the difference. Yes. Feathers didn't reach at the particular position also. They fall much afterwards. Stone reach, that ball reach first. Much, much, much earlier as compared to the feathers. Because feathers have received the friction, air friction. But when they have removed everything now, removed all the air from that. Now it is air is sucking out with the help of vacuum pumps. Now no air inside that chamber. Now at that time they made it release after removing all the air. Both are moving exactly at the same from the same position, and they reach the surface exactly at the same time. So this was the Galileo has given this much, much, much earlier, 300 years back.
Ma'am, is what they're showing
Ma'am,
real time or slowed
he
down?
performed a
Real
similar
time.
experiment, ma'am.
Real time. It is a real time is happening.
They did not have vacuum functional.
He has
Ma'am,
done that. So think that is how the scientist has worked out. Yes.
ma'am, so with air, the ball moves faster, but without the air, the ball moves comparatively slower.
Yeah, because frictional force is not there. Slowly, because the acceleration is 9.8 only meter per second square.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, like in the video when the ball and the feather fall, ma'am, the feather is a bit higher than the ball when they both fall and then bounce back, ma'am. So it means that the weight does matter here.
Bounce back.
Ma'am, like when they landed on whichever surface was there, ma'am, the feather was a bit higher than the ball.
Yeah.
Ma'am, so does that prove?
Feather higher than the ball, the bouncing back.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the this wind. So they are falling this weight matters, no? The force applied by them. Because of the friction also. This one, that's friction. Now here it is a surface. Surface provides the friction now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, clear. So this was the experiment. This is the thing explained by Galileo in near about 1600 years. 300 years back, 3 to 400 years back, he has told this. He has formed this, Newton and Galileo. On the basis of Galileo, the Newton started work. So this means, this is a question, this is the important question also. So why do this one, when a vacuum, on this should this one, why the, in vacuum, why the stone and the feathers reach the surface at the same time, but not in the normal conditions, actual conditions? That is because they should reach at the same surface because the acceleration produced in them is same, because the acceleration is dependent on only mass of the earth and the radius of the earth. It is independent of the mass of the object. So therefore there is no change. There's the same acceleration on both light as well as heavier object. Clear? But in normal condition, actual conditions, this won't happen due to the air friction. Clear? Is it clear?
Write it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the relation here. If you substitute the value of g, value of the mass of the earth, value of the radius of the earth, and calculate this, you will get the value of g as approximately 9.8 meter per second square. Someone says mic is on. It is disturbing others. So when we substitute the value of mass of the earth, gravitational constant, and the radius of the earth value, we will get the value of G, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then write
Ma'am,
down.
will there be any question like prove that acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second square?
No, they will ask you the relation between small g and capital G.
Okay, ma'am. They won't ask us to calculate directly. Ma'am, we should draw this, right?
Yeah. Don't write this part.
Should we write that R plus H is
Yeah, approximately equal to R.
okay?
Ma'am, and N is radius of the earth.
R. H is the height from which the object falls.
Okay.
So, ma'am, isn't that the congruency sign?
No, congruence is approximately equal to, also we write the same way.
Okay.
So equal to, but that approximate sign is the this congruency part, upper part.
Ma'am, so capital R is radius or distance?
Radius
between
of the earth. Distance between them is the radius of the earth.
Okay.
It's actually R plus H, but R plus H value is as exactly similar as compared to R, radius of the earth. Therefore, we have taken R.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, for the first one, that is at equal capital G into small m into large M by R square. So I didn't understand, ma'am. Could you just once repeat it?
That is the universal law of gravitation.
Yes, ma'am, but is there any other way we can derive it?
No,
Okay.
this is universal law of gravitation. Just now you learned, no, mathematical expression last class.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in that we took R square. Instead of that, we took the distance as D square. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in the for finding that ma'am, for finding is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, you have to use like the mass of Earth and radius of Earth, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, if they ask us to like find that, will they ask us to find that value, ma'am, in
Now
exam?
they have not asked. If asked, don't know.
Ma'am, can they
NCB
like give
people
the
can ask. I don't know. NCB people can ask anything. There is no
Ma'am, can you just
thing
give the
related to this.
values of
You
the
you
mass?
make your volume first slower.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am.
You're
Ma'am,
shouting actually.
can you please give the values of mass of Earth
Yeah,
and
I will give
radius?
you. I will give. I will give. I will write down that. You can calculate also.
Ma'am, can you scroll down, please?
Ma'am, can you just keep it up? I was drawing the other one.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, so all planets' masses were calculated by this formula which is written here.
They have how they have calculated that, I don't know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, we know the mass of other planets also.
Yes, we know. Approximately taken.
Ma'am, that's a GM by R square is gravitation.
Hmm. Acceleration due to gravity. Substitute the values.
Okay, ma'am.
6.67 into 10 to power minus 11. 6 into 10 to power 24. 6.4 into 10 to power 6 whole square. If you calculate, this value approximately will become 9.8.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, is 9.8 accurate value?
Approx.
Ma'am, this year will we be taking it as 9.8 or 10?
Depends on the question.
Ma'am, what causes gravity, ma'am?
Mass.
Like, I didn't understand how.
Force. It is there. That how we don't know. That is there. We are learning.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, so basically height plus radius of the earth is kind of equal to the radius of the earth.
For objects very close to the surface of the earth.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
If you take in consideration of the satellites, or in case of rockets moving upwards, in that case we can't take r value. We have to take r plus h, because r plus h has a particular value much more than the r value. So there we can take as approximately equal to r, we can't take.
Yes,
So we
ma'am.
have to
Thank you,
use that
ma'am.
value. Just like you are getting your radius is earth, means that's one value is 100. And in that you are adding 100.001. So what is for addition, what you do approximately value? Approximate answer, what you will consider 100 only.
Yes, ma'am.
But now that value, addition value is not 0.001, it is 1. Then
I will
to add
consider.
101, you
I'll
have to
add.
consider.
Yeah, 101. Yeah.
So that is the thing I'm telling you. So when you compare the radius of the earth with the object on nearer to the surface of the earth, that height and the radius, when you add up, approximately that value is not much higher than the radius of the earth. So therefore we use the word as r. We have used the distance as r only.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Clear?
If we take r plus h, will we get the exact value?
No, that is r plus h is much upward, then value of g keep on decreasing.
Okay.
On this, yes.
Suppose they ask us to calculate like that 9.8 meter per second
Calculate,
square.
calculate right now. We have given you values. Calculate it.
Yes, so ma'am, we can do this, and then since we already know it's equal to 9.8, ma'am, we'll do the last step and we can write equal to 9.8. Like that. Is it okay?
Yes. Okay. So this way we got it. So this we can say that the acceleration produced in the body acceleration produced in a body, acceleration due to gravity.
So this is the
In a
continuation.
body, yeah. This further part that what I've explained you that I'm writing. Acceleration due to gravity produced in a body is constant for all objects of different masses, as g depends only on mass of earth and radius of earth. G is independent of mass of the object.
Done, ma'am.
So therefore, heavy and light object released from same height will reach surface at the same time. In vacuum. But in reality, due to air friction, lighter object reach much after heavy object. Okay, sorry. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is there any natural vacuum like on Earth or something? No. Okay.
Till now, the discovered phases and discovered areas, no. But there are much more undiscovered areas. The person couldn't go to that place. If it is there, don't know.
Okay, ma'am.
So the places the person can't reach. Humans cannot reach. Then factors on which G depends. Factors on which value of G, that is acceleration due to gravity, depends. So value of G is not constant 9.8 everywhere. It changes place to place. It is not constant. It is only on the surface of the earth, exactly on the surface of the earth, because we have taken the radius of the earth r. So exactly on the surface of the earth, this value is 9.8. So at different positions, the value of G will change. It will not be constant. Now you have seen the formula of G is small g is equal to capital G, capital M by
By R
R
square.
square. Radius of the earth is also not constant everywhere, right? Or is constant everywhere. Radius of the earth is same everywhere?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, it is. Earth is not completely spherical. It is
It's bulged in the
elliptical.
center.
Elliptical, like this.
It's like an oval.
Egg-like structure. I'm not drawn properly.
Then
Now,
why do people consider it as spherical?
they are not considered. Everyone knows that it is oval.
But some people do.
No, it's not spherical. It's not exactly. Radius is not same at every place. Everyone knows that. The class 2 students also knows that. So this radius and this radius, this is pole, and this is the middle part, equator. Radius of pole and radius of equator are the same?
No, ma'am.
No. Radius of equator is greater than radius of pole. And here G and R is in the denominator. That means they are inversely proportional. If the radius increases, value of G decreases. Radius decreases, value of G increases, because G and R is in the denominator. So if you increase the value of radius, this fraction value keep on decreasing. That means the value of G will keep on decreasing. This means G and R are inversely proportional. G is inversely proportional to R square. So therefore radius of the equator is greater than the radius of the pole. That means acceleration due to gravity on equator is lesser than acceleration due to gravity on poles. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So therefore the acceleration due to gravity on pole is much higher than the acceleration due to gravity on the equator. Not much difference, 9.8, it is becomes 9.8789, like that much. That much difference is not there on the earth and equator, because much more difference is not there in this radius. So negligible change is there, but yes, it is there. So acceleration due to gravity on poles is higher than the acceleration due to gravity on the earth. So any object, the same object when falls, the speed gained by the object on the pole is higher than the speed gained at equator. Even it depends on the mass of the planet also. So if it is because it is G, is directly proportional to M and G. So G on the earth, mass is constant, but when we compare the gravitational acceleration due to gravity of earth and acceleration due to gravity of any other planet, they are different. Even if you compare as a moon, on moon, so mass of the moon is much lesser than the mass of earth. So therefore acceleration produced on the moon is, acceleration due to gravity is lesser as compared to earth. Acceleration due to gravity on the moon is lesser than the acceleration due to gravity of earth. So the force of attraction with which the earth is pulling the body is much lesser on the moon than the earth. So therefore any person on a tarpaulin, the same tarpaulin is transferred on earth and the moon, how much ever distance you move upwards, jump upwards, the much higher if you will jump on moon, maybe 10 times more.
So we can go near the end of its first layer of the atmosphere.
That much is not there. If you can go here one layer by jumping on tarpaulin, then how you compare there? So here, that is
like if
acceleration, the force with which the earth is pulling us. It is more pulling, so therefore we can't move upward more. But in moon, that force is much lesser. So that means it is moving upward will be easier. Because no one is very less force, the moon is pulling you. Yes.
Ma'am, so here if we can jump 2 meters or 1 meter or half meter or something, there will jump like 10 times more.
10 times more. Okay, because the pulling force is very less.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Why is it more here than there?
Mass G depends on the
Okay.
mass of the object. So mass of the earth and their mass of moon.
Yes,
Their
ma'am.
mass of earth will not come into existence. There the mass of moon will come into existence. So mass of moon is much lesser as compared to mass of earth.
Ma'am,
Yes.
so if we go to Mercury or something,
This depends on the mass, how much it is. Mercury is bigger or lesser than earth?
lesser, smallest
Lesser.
planet.
So that means again G is lesser.
Okay.
So you can jump more.
Here it's written gravitation acceleration due to gravity of equator will be lesser than gravity on pole.
Yeah.
Because the
Radius.
okay, the radius will be more near the equator. That's
Yeah. Equator
Okay.
radius is more. So I've written here radius at equator is more than pole. So therefore acceleration due to gravity on pole is more than the acceleration due to gravity on earth equator. Clear? That is a one factor that is on radius of earth. And the second factor, distance from the surface of the earth. On the surface of the earth, the value of G is maximum, that is 9.8 meter per second square. As you move upward, the G decreases because H increases. The rate, this distance will keep on increasing. As you move upward, the distance of the object and the earth center of the earth will keep on increasing. So therefore the G value keep on decreasing. And
Ma'am,
as you move downwards also, then also the G value keep on decreasing. Towards the
excuse
center
me.
of earth, yes, G.
Ma'am, in the first point, it is written radius of Earth, but shouldn't we write the radius of the planet?
Yeah, it is. In general, if you talk, we are talking about discussing about the earth right now.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So as you go upward, then also the G value decreases. And as you go downwards, then also the earth G value decreases. And at the center, G is 0. At the center of the earth, G is 0. Now here I have explained the explanation for this part, why the G keep on decreasing downwards. So that you don't have right now, you have in a higher classes. Because there is a different formula will work out. This formula will not work out because the mass, every time at this position, every position, the mass of the earth will not be constant. Clear? So while calculating the value of G inside the earth, we won't use this formula. There are the different formula for that calculation. Clear? So value of G is maximum on the surface of the earth, and it decreases as we move upward or as we move inside the earth surface. Then also the value of G keep on decreasing. Clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And the third point you can tell it as this is maximum. And for in general, for all the planets or all celestial objects, the mass of that celestial object. Mass of the planet. More the mass of planet, more will be the G value. So Jupiter will have the maximum force.
Ma'am, so we can't even jump little bit also.
So that is the reason sending any satellites to these planets will be difficult. Because once it will go, moving out, it will take much more energy.
Ma'am, so
When it enters, then okay, then it can easily move in. But
ma'am, so
entering into that force, that gravitation is much more difficult. Yeah.
ma'am, so when the
No, it is easier
satellites,
for those.
Satellites, when they're going to land inside the, like on top of the planet, it'll be easier for them because of the
Yeah,
heat.
for the more mass, yes.
So they have to
There
apply
is a
a counter
problem with
force.
the lesser than our mass, Earth's mass, whichever the planets are. So there is a problem in inserting into the gravitation because the gravitational pull will not be available. Much gravitational pull will not be available.
Like moon.
Yeah, will be difficult, somewhat difficult. Okay, so these are the three factors on which the value of g, small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, dependent on. Clear? So
Yes,
value of
ma'am.
the g is 9.8 approximately we are considering. Now for further calculation, we have to do the calculation. We have to use equations of motion for all vertical motions also. For free fall, we have to write the equations of motion also. So what are those? All these points clear? All these, whatever the value, acceleration due to gravity and all those are clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Factors dependent, they can ask this for 2 marks as well. Okay. Then next, equations of motion for free fall.
Should we write the factors, ma'am?
Yeah, you still didn't, right? I've given much more time. So here, first one, you have the first equation of motion, normal, simple, horizontal motion, linear motion.
V is equal to U plus 80.
V is equal to U plus 80. Then second one is S is equal to UT plus half 80 square. Then third one is V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. These are the three equations of motion. In the free fall, these value will change. Here V will remain V, U will remain U, A will become G, and S will become H because it is a height covered. It is not the distance covered. So the equation will change to V is equal to U plus GT. H is equal to UT plus half GT square, and V square is equal to U square plus 2GH. So S you have to replace with H and A you have to replace with G. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. So it doesn't change actually. Only G
Same
remains
thing will
constant.
remain same, only variables we are changing. And the sign you have to work in downward motion. When object falls from this height, this is the height H.
It's positive.
If the object falls downwards, so in this case, what are the things you have to keep eye? You know many values. So here in this case, when it is moving from this height, so the value of U is 0. Because when it is moving downwards, at that time the velocity is 0. So U is 0. It is moving downwards. So G is equal to plus 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, clear? And when object is moving upward, at that time V will be 0. It reaches, when it is moving upward, the velocity keep on decreasing, and when it reaches the maximum height, so this is the maximum height it reaches, at that time value of V will become 0. We have thrown the ball U with some value, but when it reaches the maximum height, at that time V will become 0, and it is in upward direction against gravity, so therefore G is minus 9.8 meter per second square. Clear?
Ma'am, what will U be?
What?
Ma'am, U.
U has some value with which you are throwing the ball. It has some value.
Okay.
So depends on the person is throwing the ball.
So upward direction will be minus 9.8.
Yes, upward direction, because it is velocities keep on decreasing. As we move upward, the velocity keep on decreasing. That means retardation. So therefore G will be minus 9.8. But when it is moving downwards, at that time, the velocities keep on increasing. So velocities keep on increasing. So therefore G is positive. This is acceleration. And here it is retardation. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So when object is moving downward, initial velocity is 0 and g is plus 9.8. When object is moving upward, velocity keep on decreasing and final velocity will become 0. Here u is 0. In this case, it is downward or upward motion. Write down all this. And when, one more thing, that is at the same time when the object is thrown upward, it reaches a maximum height and after that it will move downwards. The time taken to move upward, time taken to reach maximum height is always equal to time taken to reach ground from the same height. That means time of ascent is equal to time of descent. T1 is equal to T descent time, or T1 is equal to T2. How much time it will take to reach the maximum height? Suppose it takes 3 seconds, then while coming down also it will take 3 seconds. Clear? T1 is equal to T2. Time of ascent is always equal to time of descent. Is this point clear? Because these values everywhere we have to use it. Earlier in linear motion, there's the 8th chapter, whatever chapter you have done. In that one, either u value will be given or v value will be given. Here, that is our concept. So if it is moving downwards, the u will be 0. We have to consider automatically u is 0. When you are throwing it upward, it reaches a maximum height. That means v will be 0. That you have to remember. Then only the numericals can be solved easily. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So with numericals, we will take it next class.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, could you send the cell chapter questions?
Yeah. Cell chapter.
Sorry, tissue.
Tissue chapter. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Question paper, no?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Ma'am.